Gold and silver had just suffered one of the most violent sell-offs in modern market history. What just happened to the market? Let's find out now. Gold collapses from $55.97 to $48.94, a 13% drop in a single day. Silver was hit even harder, plunging from $120 to $85, a loss of 26% to 36%, depending on the contract. In total, more than $4.5 trillion in market value vanished within 36 hours, an amount equivalent to entire German economy disappear almost every night. Yet despite the shock, perspective matters, and even after this collapse, gold was still up 13.5% for January, and silver remained 19% up. The crash did not come from nowhere. It followed an extreme, overheated rally. And now I will show you the 5 forces that triggered the collapse. The first reason, Trump appoints Kevin Walsh as Fed chair. On January 13, President Trump announced the nomination of Kevin Walsh as the next chair of Federal Reserve. Walsh is a former Fed governor 2006-2009 and is widely known for his hawkish stance, opposition to excessive money printing, and support for maintaining higher interest rates. Crucially, he is viewed as someone who respects Fed's independence rather than acting as a political extension of White House. Market has priced in the opposite outcome. Investors expected Trump to nominate a more compliant figure who could aggressively cut rates and expand liquidity. Walsh's nomination shattered that narrative instantly. The US dollar surged 0.9% and precious metals sold off violently. Within 1 hour, gold collapsed from $51.74 to $47.79, a drop of $3.95. By the afternoon, gold briefly touched $49.06 before closing the session at $48.94. The second reason for this panic sell is gamma squeeze unwind. The market sells destruction mechanism. These moves were amplified by a phenomenon known as gamma squeeze unwind. During the rally, large volumes of call options forced the market makers to buy gold and silver aggressively to hedge their exposure. As prices rose, they had to buy more, which pushed prices even higher, creating a feedback loop that sent metals into near vertical ascent. On January 27, trading volume is in SLV. The world's largest silver ETF reached $40 billion in a single day, surpassing Apple, Tesla, and Nvidia. Gold's RSI surged to 90, a level rarely seen in decades. An RSI above 70 signals overheating, above 80 is extreme, and 90 is historically dangerous. When the war's news hit, that loops reversed. Option dealers were forced to sell aggressively as price fell, accelerating downside momentum. Estimates suggest this mechanism alone added extra 6 to 9% to gold's decline beyond what fundamentals could have produced. And the third force we need to talk about is China shuts down its silver fund and emergency move. Chinese investors have been the most aggressive silver buyers in this since December 2025. The country's only silver fund, UBS SDIC, gained to 54.9% in January, while global silver prices rose only about 16%. Silver prices in China traded 36% premium, an unsustainable distortion. Recognizing the gross systematic risk, the Shanghai Exchange took unprecedented step of shutting down the silver fund for the entire trading day on January 13. The official statement explicitly cited the need to reduce systematic risk and protect investors from severe losses. This marked the first time Chinese authorities used the term systematic risk to justify closing the only silver fund in the country. Once China, the largest source of marginal demand, were locked down, global silver prices collapsed immediately. And the next reason, false ETF liquidation at month end. In the weeks leading up to January 30, positioning across markets had become dangerously one-sided. Investors peeled into gold and silver while aggressively shorting the US dollar, betting on the easier monetary policy under Trump. The Watch nominations flipped that positioning overnight. The GLD Gold ETF saw $830 million in outflows in 1 week. The SLV Silver ETF lost $374 million. In total, precious metal ETFs recorded $748 million in outflows, the worst performance among commodity classes. Citi has warned earlier in January that $13.6 billion could exit precious metal in 2026. The forecast proved accurate, but the timing was dramatically faster than expected. And the last thought I would like to share with you in today's topic is the technical indicators were screaming danger. Golds are at a reached 90 on January 29, the highest reading in decades. Silver's RSI existed 85. Professional investors understood that such conditions were unsustainable. The market did not need bad news. It needed any excuse to sell. And Kevin Ward's nominations was that trigger. This rank as fourth worst day for gold in the past 70 years, surpassed only by 1971 and the 2008-2009 financial crisis. For silver, this was the second worst day in recorded history, exceeded only by the 1980 crash and worse than the Great Depression eras of 1930s. This crash was not driven by a single factor. It was the result of 5 forces converging simultaneously: the collapse of easy money expectations, the unwind of the gamma squeeze, China cutting off major sources of demand, forced ETF selling, and extreme technical overheating. The most important takeaway remains that, even after falling 13% in one day, gold was still up 13.5% for January, highlighting just how unsustainably aggressive the prior rally has been. The market don't crash randomly. They collapse when illusions end, all at once. And that is the topic today. Thank you so much for your watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe Nova channel to receive more useful video for your trading journey. Happy trading and see you in the next video.